Hey there, I'm Cliffhanger, and this is the movie 28 Years Later. A little boy with a sick mother embarks on a dangerous journey across a country infested with people infected by the rage virus to find a doctor who might be able to help them. The events of the film begin in the Scottish Highlands. Small children are watching Teletubbies on TV, while adults are shouting and arguing in the next rooms. When deranged parents burst into the room and bite the children, only the boy Jimmy manages to escape. Before becoming infected with the rage virus, his mother tells him to run. Jimmy runs to the church where his father works as a priest. However, his dad sees the zombie apocalypse as a sign from God. He gives his son a crucifix and hides him in the church basement. Before the infected break into the building, they bite the priest, infecting him, after which the whole crowd moves on. Jimmy is left alone in this big and dangerous world. The rage virus epidemic has spread throughout Great Britain. The British Isles have been cut off from mainland Europe by a quarantine. The country is populated by the infected. People have gathered into communes. Therefore, the walking corpses are forced to feed not on human flesh. The few surviving healthy humans live on Lindisfarne Island, separated from the mainland by a narrow spit of land that can only be crossed at low tide. Here lives a boy named Spike. His mother, Isla, is sick. She suffers from fits of rage and memory loss, but since there's no doctor on the island, no one can help her. Spike, along with his father Jamie, is preparing for his first trip to the mainland, a kind of initiation rite, a step into adulthood. Taking everything necessary and leaving the old man Sam to watch over Isla, father and son set out. Before the gates, the elders of the community remind them that no one will come looking if they don't return. Such are the local safety rules. After crossing the spit, they find themselves on the vast mainland, which Spike has never seen before. In the background, a poem by Rudyard Kipling, Boots, recited in 1915 by actor Taylor Holmes, plays. It symbolizes the senselessness and futility of war. As they move through the forest, Jamie notices an infected, a crawling fat man. To pass his initiation, Spike must kill him. His father explains where to shoot with a bow to do it. While the boy is aiming, another fat infected, a woman, sneaks up from behind. Spike kills the male, while his father takes care of the female and a child, sparing only the youngest infected girl. They move on through the empty landscapes. Soon they spot a herd of deer, behaving like true deer, rushing across the field right in the open. Then they come across a lone house, which they search for useful items. Hearing suspicious noises, they find a crow pecking at a hanging man with letters carved into his body. Someone had punished him demonstratively, leaving him to be infected. Jamie explains to his son that there are also survivors on the mainland, but their moral and ethical codes differ from those in their commune. Then he orders Spike to kill the hanging man, but the boy hesitates until the infected breaks free from his bonds, after which Spike releases the arrow. Continuing on, they come across a deer head, ripped off and hanging from a tree. The infected have marked their territory. Realizing it's dangerous to stay, Jamie leads his son away. Ahead, they spot a group of infected, who start chasing them. The two retreat, shooting their bows and wasting precious arrows. Returning to the house, the survivors climb through a hatch into the attic, hiding until the infected lose interest and leave. Watching the alpha infected observing them, Jamie explains to his son that the rage virus affects people differently. For alphas, it works like the Olympic motto, making them faster, higher, stronger, and more resilient. When night falls, they see lights at sea, a NATO patrol boat enforcing the quarantine. Spike spots smoke from a fire in another direction. His father says he has no idea who might be there. Near dawn, a herd of deer gallops past the house, shaking it so much that the chimney starts to collapse. Jamie and Spike quickly leave and run toward their home island. Reaching the shore, they see the tide has begun to recede, but the water hasn't gone completely. Removing their boots, they wade across. They are halfway across under the arch when a flock of crows takes off in pursuit, and even worse, an alpha infected. The mutant runs like a machine, closing the distance. The survivors run toward the settlement wall, whistling to signal the alarm. The guards on the wall shoot arrows, which cause inconvenience but don't stop the alpha. He almost catches them when a ballista bolt from the wall finally brings him down. The settlement holds a party to celebrate Spike's successful initiation. Jamie praises his son, but later the boy notices his father cuddling with another woman in a dark corner. Back home and feeling conflicted, he discusses his mother's condition with Sam. The old man tells him that the fire on the mainland was lit by Dr. Kelson, the only doctor they know of in the settlement. The problem is, he's supposedly insane. In the morning, Spike asks his father why he didn't mention Dr. Kelson. Maybe he could help his mother. Jamie admits he met him in his youth during one of his forays. Kelson was laying out dozens of corpses in a clearing and burning them. Thinking him crazy, Jamie and his friends decided never to approach him. Spike accuses his father of waiting for Isla to die so he can leave for another woman. In a fit of rage, Jamie slaps him. Though he later apologizes, the boy already has a plan. He sets fire to a barn to distract the guards at the gate, then leaves with his sick mother to find the doctor on the mainland. Isla is frightened by the empty landscapes and calls for her husband, but Spike insists they must keep going. They travel all day and spend the night in a chapel. Spike volunteers to keep watch but falls asleep. A fat infected crawls toward him, but at the last moment, Isla throws a sack over its head and crushes its skull with a rock. By morning, she remembers nothing of it. The story shifts to soldiers from the Naval Quarantine Patrol. Forced to dock their boat, they are soon pursued by infected. Their numbers dwindle, and they even have to finish off their comrades after infection. Fleeing, they end up in a sewer tunnel, locking the gate behind them. But inside, they encounter a huge alpha, who easily rips off heads along with spines. In the end, only one soldier survives, shooting the infected through the bars before fleeing. Spike and Isla cross yellow-flowered meadows. Seeing an ornate metal statue, Isla recalls when she first saw it, but in her illness-confused mind, she mistakes her son for her husband. A skinny infected, resembling Cillian Murphy, sneaks up on them, and Spike kills him with a precise shot. Blood splashes onto Isla's face, and the boy carefully wipes it off, knowing a single drop in her eyes, nose, or mouth would be enough to infect. Seeing more infected charging toward them, they flee to an old gas station filled with gasoline fumes. Inside, they fight off the infected until a soldier opens a hatch on the roof, orders them to lie down, and opens fire. The shooting ignites the fumes, killing the infected but miraculously sparing Spike and Isla. Outside, they meet the Swedish soldier Eric, who reluctantly joins their expedition, as he knows even less about local dangers than the boy and the half-mad woman. Carrying the exhausted Isla, he tells Spike he served in the quarantine patrol. But now that he's stepped onto infected soil, he cannot go back. The outside world cuts all contact for safety. At a rest stop, Eric shows Spike a photo of his girlfriend, and Spike instantly diagnoses a seafood allergy from her lips. He's seen it before. When the phone battery dies, Eric tosses it away. Continuing on, Isla hears moaning and follows the sound to an abandoned train, scattering rats along the way. Inside, she finds a pregnant infected. Out of female solidarity, Isla helps deliver the baby, but after giving birth, the mother remembers she's infected and attacks Isla. Eric shoots her and then tries to kill the baby. Isla insists it's healthy, but he's interrupted by an alpha, who grabs him by the head. They flee through the train cars. The alpha, seeing his dead lover, chases them with the fury of a ticket inspector. Suddenly, a man covered in iodine appears and knocks the alpha out with a dart from a blowpipe, loaded with morphine. The man is Dr. Kelson. Taking Eric's head from the frozen alpha, he leads them to his camp, decorated with human bone pillars. In the center stands a tower of skulls. He takes Eric's head to add to his collection, boiling it to remove flesh until it becomes a perfect bone. Kelson lets Spike choose where to place Eric's skull. After examining the baby and finding no signs of infection, he says it needs milk, meaning it must be taken to the settlement. Then he examines Isla, testing her memory and motor skills. The diagnosis is grim, cancer with brain metastases. Isla admits she suspected but was afraid to tell anyone. Knowing she has little time left and each day will bring pain, she says goodbye to her son and leaves with Kelson into the forest, where he performs euthanasia with a large dose of morphine. After cremating her body, Kelson prepares her skull the same way as the others. He gives it to Spike, who climbs to the top of the bone tower to place it facing east. During the day, the awakened alpha comes to the camp, forcing Kelson and Spike to hide underground. But the infected breaks through the roof, grabs Kelson, and tries to drag him out. Spike sedates the alpha with a morphine syringe. Then the boy returns to the settlement with the baby, leaving her at the gates with a letter for his father. In it, he says he named the girl Isla after his mother and asks not to be searched for. He goes to the mainland to find himself, planning to return when he's ready. 28 days later, Spike is frying a caught fish when infected spot him. After shooting one, he runs but hits a stone embankment blocking the road. At the top sits a young man in a tracksuit who praises Spike's aim and offers help dealing with the rest of the infected. Friends join him. The crew skillfully take down the infected, showing that in the years since, the man then introduces himself to Spike. It turns out to be Jimmy, the boy from the prologue. The film ends. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a like and subscribe. That helps my channel a lot. See you.